All right, welcome back to Mike Torres Golf with your host, Mike Torres, and today we're going to be testing out the Ping G430 10K Max, add letters and numbers and continue here from there. It's funny because comparatively to other clubs, I'm not as excited because I already knew the Ping G430 Max was already a good club. Looking at the 10K Max, I haven't been able to really test it because I've been injured, and I'm partnered with Full Swing because they did my physical therapy, and I'm back demoing. But this one I'm interested in because they didn't change the color, they didn't really change too much, and they just added the 10K MOI. So for me, is this going to be better than the old version, or is this a marketing ploy? And that's what I do these for. So other than that, we're going to go hit in the bay. We're going to hit 10 to 12 shots, and we're going to see how good this club really is. I'm expecting good results because it's Ping, but I want to see if it's worth $600 to change, from 2023 model to 2024. And that's about it. Other than that, the next time you see me, we'll be hitting in a bay, and then you'll have all of my thoughts. Other than that, stay tuned. Pretty good. Interested, it's going to get a little flare out. Okay. That was actually pretty forgiving. I didn't catch that. Yep, pretty good. I know that was a little Yankee pull. Caught that pretty well. I thought it was a little hooky. Yeah. Interesting. Now that can be full user, but I was expecting a little more forgiveness on that. Yep, it's pretty good. And the funny part is I didn't catch that. I caught that a few millimeters, probably low toe. Good sound. Yep, it's a pretty good hit. I felt good. What's it gonna do? Yeah, that was good. Straight as an arrow. Yep. 1.45 smash. Spin rate's low. I'm gonna go pretty good. Hit about 2 more. Right down the middle. Yeah, that felt like a good swing. Caught a toey too. Oh yeah, that's a nice little fade. We're gonna end on that. So am I shocked with what I just saw? No. I expect Ping clubs to be accurate. For me, if I'm being completely transparent now before I even get home and go to dispersion, there were about 3 shots left that probably landed here that if I was using probably my other club, I'd be somewhere over here. I can definitely feel the forgiveness. I can definitely actually feel the mishits, and they're staying in play. And that's what I expect from Ping. Now, am I hitting absolute rockets and bombs? No. I'm not hitting it at 300 yards, but for me, would I rather be in play, and would I rather have an accurate club that puts it out 260, 265? Yeah, and that's what it's kind of doing. So I'm gonna go over to dispersion when I get back, but besides that, exactly what I expected from the G430 Max 10K. Then once we get home, we'll go over to dispersion. Other than that, stay tuned. Get into the Ping G430 10K. For me, when I looked at the club in the bay, if I'm being completely transparent, it looked exactly the same as last year's model and just added 10K to the name. Pointed at that. For me, it's I was expecting, maybe change it up a little bit. The Ping G430 was a big hit. Then, for me, I was like, all right, how much more forgiving can the, G430 10K be? So then, these are the numbers. So club speed, exactly at 105, 105.3. Ball speed was coming out pretty good, about 154, 154, 155-ish. My smash factor was much better on this club. From I felt good with the club in my hands. One thing that I was having a very difficult time was actually getting the launch angle. I was having a hard time. This is the lowest launch angle that I had, comparatively to any of the clubs. Usually TaylorMade leads that category for me, but I had a hard time getting the Ping 10K up, and not a bad thing. I mean, in reality, it is what it is. You know, Ping is just more for, I would say, if you're just trying to make sure it stays in play. I always think Ping drivers, forgivability clubs, low on these. I was you know, my spin number is usually around 2,300, but with the TaylorMade, with the Cobra Dark Speed, you all saw that I was around 23.5, 2350, and then 2400. This is at 2000, yeah, 2000. And, you know, for me, that brought up concern. You know, for me, I want to be able to carry it a little longer, but the carry ended up, you know, I noticed that these were low, but they were bullets. They were holding its own in the carry. When I looked at the launch angle, I looked at the height. I'm like, wow, like these are all just low bullets hitting the fairway with a little draw. And obviously, just like every other club, I pulled out the furthest right. I hit an extra ball with this. So I took out three, one furthest to the right, two furthest to the left, just to make sure that we were being transparent. 261 carry, 292.3 total on the rollout. The landing angle was pretty low. I expected that after looking at the height and looking at the launch angle. But that was my only frown upon this, that these were not getting up. For me, I would have liked the driver to get up a little higher. But then we look at the dispersion. And then, you know, then we know it's a Ping driver. In reality, you know, it may be, you know, 30, 20, 30, but I was I was hitting my natural draw with the Ping driver. It was very forgiving. Heel toe, very forgiving. It tested just like the Ping G430. Nothing too crazy. Very accurate. I hit the ball goes left center fairway. Nothing crazy, nothing special. You know, I'm going to give you my final thoughts. Not going to go too deep into it because I'm going to test this club against its predecessor, the G430. But, you know, you take a look at the dispersion, it's doing exactly what I would expect from a Ping driver. It's hitting the fairway, doesn't have to look the best. I just know that I'm going to be playing a good shot from a good location and able to play my draw. One or two that I got hooky. But if I'm being honest, the two that were the furthest left on these, if I remember correctly, I hit it two off the toe, and if it wasn't a Ping, I probably would have been 10, 15 yards even further left. So I definitely felt the forgiveness. Now, do I think it's all because of, you know, the 10K hype? Not too sure, but I think it's because of a Ping. Ping drivers just do that. So when we come back, my final thoughts on the driver, and then that's about it. Other than that, stay tuned. Final thoughts. Ping G430 10K Max S, whatever letters you want to add to the rest of that name, because it's long and ridiculous. Ping just creates accurate clubs. I mean, I hit that off the toe. I hit a few shots on the toe, probably about like 11 to 12 millimeters, right? And it was still holding the left fairway. There was a few that probably went about 20 yards I thought with any other club, they probably would have been like 30, 35 yards with a little more of a hook. Definitely forgiving on the toe. The heel, that was probably the most impressive part. Usually, you know, more drivers are tailored towards the toe forgiveness, but I think my first two shots on the actual Ping G430 10K Max, I hit two low shots that I thought I completely mishit, which I did. And they drew back the center line really well, to the point where I think it was only a few yards off. I'm shocked about like how good the Ping G430 10K Max is, and that name is so long to say. My God, it's got to be like Ping this and a number, like just stop there. You know, good numbers. The one thing I was impressed was actually the smash factor. It was at a 1.47, which is a little higher than what I'm used to. So overall, great club. Do I think it's better than the 2023 version? Well, that's why you have to stay for the next video, because we're going to be testing those two clubs out one-on-one. 2023 versus 2024, and we're going to see out if it's a marketing ploy or if the club is actually better than its predecessors. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. It helps me get my content out to you and people trying to save money, or I'll let you know what you should be buying. Besides that though, you know how I end my videos. I keep it real.